Hey everybody, this is Joshua Pondexter with Stone Consultant LLC. Today's topic is how to build a credible, compliant, and fundable company. We hope this information will be valuable for you as you start or deep into your business journey. Right, so we're going to get started. We have some PowerPoint presentations that we're going to show, and take off from there. Okay, so I am my own audiovisual technician, so thank you for your patience. Let's get started. How to build a compliant, credible, and fundable company is the topic at hand, right? So we're gonna, we're gonna talk about protecting your corporate veil. There's 20 do's to establish a credible and compliant company. There's 20 things that you want to do. Actually, there's a little more, and we're gonna give them all to you. And then how to secure financing for your business. But before, first things first, we want to set up a tax-wise business, right? So a lot of times that we're sole proprietorships, we're doing business, but we are not a business. If you structure your business in a C corporation, a S corporation, a LLC, a LLP, limited partnerships, or a not-for-profit, these apply to those entities also if you have a not-for-profit. So what I mean by setting up a tax-wise business, so in the beginning, before you set up your business, you want to, what's your objective in setting up a business, right? Do I plan on building this company and selling it one day? Or do I plan on building this company and let it be a legacy for my family? Or do I plan that this business is going to be my job, right? I'll work my job 30, 40 years, and then it's over, right? I'm through with it, right? So first of all, when we start a company, we want to start with that initial mindset. What's the end game? Right, what I want to do with this, and then we set it up. Then we choose a structure, right? So if you put your company in a C corporation, which is incorporating your company, or you put it in an S corporation, or you put it in an LLC, that's the state recognition. So I'm in the state of Illinois. So if I put a corporation in Illinois, that's how the state looks at it. That's not how the Internal Revenue Service can look at it. If I put an LLC in Illinois, that's the state wrapping. And so now, if I want to have my company where it's tax-wise, that I'm structuring wealth through eliminating taxes and things of that nature, now that's an IRS consideration, right? So now I'm looking at how is the Internal Revenue Service treating me, right? So set up my C corporation in Illinois, and so since I'm only one person and I don't have any employees yet, someone might suggest that I put in an S corporation so it can be a pass-through corporation. So the expenses and the deductions that I accumulate in my business can flow down to my personal tax return, right? So that's a C to a S. I'm like, why do that when the LLC does that initially, right? Set up an LLC in the state, the IRS will tax it as a pass-through corporation, meaning all the expenses, the deduction can flow down to your bottom line. And then say, for instance, if you grow what you can do is you can switch that LLC to be taxed as a S corporation or C corporation as far as the IRS is concerned. So this is a consideration. I set my business up, whether it's a C corporation, S corporation, LLP, LP, or LLC. I set it up and I have a corporate veil that's separating me and my business. And that's as far as the state is concerned. But when I'm looking at my tax treatment, that's how the IRS is treating my business. C corporation, potential for double taxation. The company can be taxed and the owner can be taxed. Who want to pay double taxation? Nobody, right? So that's why a lot of people in the beginning will have that C corporation at like a S corporation to do a pass-through scenario where only the owners will receive the deduction, the expenses and things of that nature, right? And all the income too, right? Why do that when you can set up an LLC that will do that initially? You don't have to make any changes, right? Automatic, you have a corporate veil. The IRS is treating you as a pass-through corporation because you have all these expenses. You have all these deductions that can pass down to your personal income. So you have a business, you have a job, making $100,000 on your job. Uncle Sam wants $33,000 of that income. You can take some of those expenses and those deductions and you can zero out, or reduce your tax liability on that W-2 income, right? So that's setting up a tax-wise business. So that's the first thing. Want to set up a tax-wise business. I know that's a lot of information right quick. Now we're going to have anyone have any questions on businesses, formation, setting up LLC, C corporation, S corporation, LLC. Any thoughts or any questions on what they are or some nuances that you didn't catch quickly as I was going through that? Made sense to everybody? Okay, all right, so great. So it made sense, so we want to, so we might as well keep driving. If it's making sense, let's keep going. All right, so we got a business set up. Now, we set our business up, and so let's look at, we got a business, or you don't even know what type of business you want to go in. But I would tell you in the Black community, there's a dearth, right? A desert of opportunity for Black businesses, right? 1.1 to $2 trillion of earning in the African-American community. So we are the 5th largest gross domestic product in the world if we were to combine our economic strength. And so you see the next number, I have 6 trillion. So we earn $2 trillion, but we spend $6 trillion. How is that? Credit, right? So this is our industry. Russia, Ukraine, over there fighting. Russia, they don't have much economic strength as the Black people in America, but they got nuclear bombs and they're united. Just think what we could do if we were united as Black people with this much economic strength. And so you said, well, I don't know what, Joshua, I don't know what business that I want to get involved with. Here is where Black folks are spending their money, right? These are the consumer categories. Dry vegetables and grain. We spend about $500 million there, 472.3 million. Baby food, 817 million. We still having babies, right? Anybody got a baby food company? All right, yep. Mm-hmm. It ain't hit the shelf yet. I got a vegan baby food company. I named it after my 2nd grandson. So baby food, let's sell some baby food. It ain't sexy, it ain't no, so baby food. Personal soap and bath needs, $1.3 billion. Talk to me, Vicki, right? Did you realize that there was $1.3 billion that our people spend in that sector?
Yeah, when I did my market search for my business plan, I found that research.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
that's a $1 trillion industry actually. So I was surprised to see that we spend
Mhm.
almost half of that, or we almost spend about half of that.
So, okay. So now the thing is that how do you extract 100, 300, $500,000 of cash out of that business, right?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
that's the next lesson. But it's good to be aware, and I know that you in that business, and I can testify that you have wonderful products. I, I still got a lot of
Thank
it.
you.
Right, 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 right. So, uh, shelf stable juices and drinks, right? Vitamin water, and all these other energy drinks that we're selling. That's a $2.3 billion. So these are the major sectors that we're spending our money in. So if you don't know where you want to spend your time and your energy, these are some of the areas that you might want to consider. They're not sexy. They're not the financial sector. They're not the real estate sector. They're not the hair industry, right? I don't even have the hair industry up here, do I? No. No. These are some opportunities for you to get in. So now, can somebody see some opportunities here to make some money? That there's no reason in the world that if you're an entrepreneur that you should be working for somebody else for less than $100,000 a year, when you can come out here and sell soap and make $100,000 a year, right? But that's another lesson. But we have to learn. I worked in corporate America for 26 years. I had to learn how to come out here and earn money, right? And especially our people, it's a whole nother level getting them to give you a check, right? So now, so we got our company, we set up our company, we decided that we want to set up a tax-wise company. We got it structured, right? That was just some little extra to talk about sectors where monies are when you might not know where you want to be in. Patricia, you having a problem with that camera flip, so that's all good. Now what we want to talk about is how to make this business credible and compliant. Let me get back to you guys so I can put this on the screen. All right, so now, how do we make our business credible and compliant? I know everybody on here got Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime has a debit or credit card, all right? So just order your stuff, get going. So if they were not credible, if they were not compliant, they will not have our credit card, right? So you're gonna have to look like Amazon Prime, your business, okay? So it says number one, state record. Your entity must be open, active, and in good standing, right? Okay, so let's back up a little bit, because before you go and incorporate that business with the state, you definitely want to check and see if the name available. And then the next place you want to check is the domain name, because you're going to need a website, right? So I set up my company, Stone Consultant LLC, and then when I went to get the website, the domain was gone. So my domain is Joshua Pondexter, which turned out, pretty cool for me because I love my name, joshuapondexter.com. But that's something that you want to think about before you even set up the company. You want to make sure that domain name is available. Then you go grab that domain name. Then you go to your state and you set up the entity you want: LLC, C corporation, S corporation, limited partnership, whatever structure, your not-for-profit, whatever you're setting up, right? And then once that entity is in good standing, then you go to the feds and get an EIN number, right? The EIN number is the social security number for the business, and the EIN number filing must match your state filing exactly. So whatever address that you have on that state filing, you want to have it for your EIN. And here's another little tip that you won't get when you go get people to set up your corporation's legal Zooms, or you do it yourself, is that you need to have a physical address. It cannot be your home office. It cannot be a post office box. It cannot be a FedEx location, right? You need a physical address, because we're starting credible, but we're heading towards fundable. The end of the map is being fundable. So the lender they don't fund businesses that you run out of your home. They do not fund businesses that have FedEx boxes and PO boxes, right? And then once you do those things, number 3 says get a bank account. So the day you open your business bank account is the day your business starts. So I have some people that had businesses for years, but they were, using their personal account. As far as the lender is concerned, the day you set up that business bank account, your EIN number, that's the day the business starts, right? But when we set up our entity, LLC, corporation, here's a couple other pieces that I'm giving you that you're going to need. If it's an LLC, you're going to need an operating agreement. You're going to need to keep minutes. You're going to need to have stock. You have to issue yourself stock to show that you own this corporation or this LLC. If it's a corporation, you're going to need bylaws. You're going to need stock certificate, issue yourself stocks. You're going to keep minutes, right? So the first minute that you have in your records is the financial institution that you have selected for your business. That's the first major decision that you document in your business before you go get that business bank account. So now you are compliant, right? You're staying compliant with your record keeping reality, right? So if you're a plumber or carpenter, or are you doing a spa or whatever, you need your business license, right? All applicable business license must be filed, right? Number 5, DBAs. Any DBAs must be on all state, federal, and banking records. So why would I have a DBA? Because you have a franchise. McDonald's will not let you set up a bank account in their name, right? You're going to be McDonald's franchisee owner, doing business as, right? So no, you're not setting up that. That's the only reason I could think of to have a DBA, right? You need a separate business phone. Your business phone must have its own, your business must have its own fax number, have its own fax and its own number, separate number. And it must be a brick and mortar. It must be a trunk line. That's a very technical saying, but what that means is that it operates like a landline. And you can buy places. I got mine from Ring Central. My business number act as both the fax and the number, right? Because you go to Amazon corporate website, you're going to see a fax number, right? Things of that nature. I did some dealing with the IRS, and they was like, we can fax it to you, and if I don't have no fax, they got to mail it. That's going to take them 20 days, right? So number 7, directory. The phone number must be listed with 411 under the exact legal name. Stone Consultant LLC. It's in the national directory. So if you go to the 411, you can get it. Google, you're going to put your business in Google, but that's not what the lender looking at. He's still looking at this old school 401 directory, and that number must be able to be listed. A cell number cannot be listed. A Google number cannot be listed in a national 411 database, right? And so 8, 9, and 10, which is the credit bureaus for the business, Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax. So Experian commercial, Dun & Bradstreet, which a lot of people are familiar with, Equifax commercial. These three repository creates what's called a PAYDEX score. They go from 0 to 100. And so now, after you have got that PAYDEX score 80 plus, then you can get you some American Express, some Visa, and things of that nature. But we're building this all in your EIN number. Has nothing to do with your personal credit. You could have filed bankruptcy last month, right? You can build credit in your EIN number, right? So, of course, credit history, no late payments or derogatory on business report. The business is unforgiving, right? Physical address, the business needs its own physical address. We express that. There's such thing as a bank score, a bank rating. That's number 11, right? And your bank rating must be a minimum a low 5. So what that means is that in your bank account, you must keep a minimum of $10,000 in your bank account after you get through doing all your business, paying all your bills. That's your low water mark in your business account. You can have higher, 15, 20, 30 that you keep in your business account to give you a bigger score, bank rating with the bank, right? You can't have any non-sufficient funds. 14, tax return. All applicable tax return must have been filed. Public records. There can be no liens, no judgment, no list pending. You can't have any pending lawsuits. That's list pendings, all right? And so now, number 17, credit cards. You have at least 3 business credit records where payment is made early, creating this wonderful PAYDEX score, right? Vendor credit, at least 5 lines of credit with payments made early. So vendors like Uline and WEX for your fuel. So this is how we take these and create a credit score in that EIN number. And of course, comparable large credit, a large loan from a non-bank lender with payments made early. You can do that. That's a lot of times what people do is get $10, $15, $20,000, put it in a CD with a bank and get a loan, right? And bank loan, securing a small business bank loan with payments made. So you get this. And so this whole profile is designed to get you $1 million from the Small Business Administration. I know we had the pandemic. I know we had the PPP, and they was giving money away. They've never seen that in the history of our life, right? But these are the strict requirements that are needed to get business credit. So these requirements are coming back. Ain't no more PPP money coming down the pipe, right? You need a company. You need to be set up properly, and you need to have some of these documents, operating agreements, bylaws, stocks, things of this nature issued to yourself, right? So we can realize that the company belongs to you. So listen, if you need additional information on how to build a compliant, credible company, joshuapondexter.com. Go to my website, schedule an appointment. We want you to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until the next time.